I just wanted to, one of my sons, one of my spiritual sons, and I was saying to him, I was just sitting down, just kind of sharing perspectives on manhood, being twice his age, you know. And as I pondered it, I said, man, this is probably something I should share just in general. I know most of the time it's mostly women that kind of tune into whatever I'm talking about, but a lot of you have sons, you have brothers, you have boyfriends, you have husbands, you have coworkers that are guys, and I think you might need to share this. I will start by saying a lot of times women don't really understand that we as men battle depression more than you realize. You know, we cover it up with a whole lot of vibrato, a whole lot of machismo, you know, I'm this and I'm the man. And the reality is, beneath all of that stuff, man, a lot of times we're confused about our development. Nobody sat us down to teach us what to expect in our development. The instruction we've gotten from the men that were supposed to be teaching us the right way many times was the wrong instruction that only served to diminish us and, you know, kind of conditioned us into becoming predators in our own community, in the community where we're supposed to be protecting, providing, and leading. You know, we find ourselves being the chief predators because we got wrong instruction. And we live our lives according to the code that these other men have given us, only to find that we're left empty and miserable. You know what I mean? And so it's a rare occasion that a man actually gets an opportunity to hear from a healthy man, because so few of us are healthy. It's to a point now that if a man is healthy, we call him a simp. If a man loves women and if he provides and takes care of the women in his life, oh, he's a simp. If a man is not, if a man is committed, and if a man is monogamous and commits himself to one woman, oh, he's a simp. So in the minds of most men, a real man is one that has multiple women. And my first question to any man that chooses to live his life that way, and every man has, you know, the power to choose to, you know, live your life one way or the other. That's what you want to do it. But what is your focus? You know, if you're a man that says, okay, I believe in polygamy, I want 2 or 3 women, what is your focus? What is your vision in life? Is your vision just to be in and out of the bed with women? What is your vision in life? You know, because I had a vision for my life as an individual before I went and found my wife. And any man that says, well, I want to have 2 and 3 women, what is your vision? What are you on the planet for? What are you put here for? What's your purpose? What's going to be your legacy? Do you have a legacy that you're building towards? Because quite honestly, my purpose is so immense that I could have lived my life probably without a woman. I just knew that Lisa, you know, was my wife, but I would have had so much to do. I have so much to do that my life would be completely consumed with purpose. Just thankful I got a wife that fits into that. But I wouldn't have time to be in and out of the bed with 2 and 3 different women. I wouldn't have time to manage the emotions of 3 different women. I wouldn't have time to be trying to finance 3 different women. So, but these are the things we're taught. But let me get to the main thing I cut this thing on for. A lot of you young guys, and really if you're under 35, if you're under 40, you're a young guy. And if you're 40, you're really just in your prime. You're in the sweet spot. You really are. 40 to 60, those are like prime years right now for a man. 60 on is when you just really you just putting the cherry on top. But if you're under 40, you're 30 years old, you're 35, you're 25, and you're feeling like you should be further advanced than you are. You look at your life and you say, okay, I should be beyond this point. I should be further advanced. And usually when we say that as men, we're talking about money, goals, tangible success, career, business. All of those things are the things we're talking about. But let me say this to you as a young man. If you have the desire to advance, and you're really consumed with how am I going to put my life together? What am I going to do? How am I going to make this work? You are beyond most of the young guys that would be considered your peers, because you at least have a vision consciousness. Now, the world says you should have it together by this age. Oh, you that age and you don't have it together? You 30, you 35 and you ain't got it together? Babe, let me tell you something. There is no clock on how your life is going to come together. Don't become consumed. See, we become consumed with the clock of success as men, like women are consumed with the clock of relationship and childbirth. And we feel like if we've not succeeded, if we don't have the money, if we don't have the power, if we don't have the prestige by a certain age, we then begin to allow it to diminish our sense of value. I didn't really figure life out. Now, I had accomplished a lot of things, but I ain't really figured life out till I was 40. I had accomplished a lot. I had always been ambitious. I had been working on my vision. I had been grinding. I had been doing all of that. But I have to be honest with you, I didn't figure out life until I was 40 years old. And what happens with a man between 25, if he's an ambitious, visionary guy, between 25 and 40, he finds himself going through waves of depression because he's looking at his life and he feels like I should be advanced. Then you open up the Instagram and everybody's jumping off of airplanes. Everybody's jumping out of Bugattis and everybody's wearing this and everybody's doing that. Hey, that's Instagram. That's Instagram. A lot of those cars are rented. A lot of those clothes, they went and got them from the store. The tag's still hanging on the inside. They're going to bring that back. You don't compare yourself as a man. Always remember this. As a man, you disrespect yourself when you compare yourself to another man. You ain't competing with nobody but the vision of the man that's on the inside of you. And if another brother is, ahead in his game or seemingly ahead in his game, celebrate that brother. Stick with your grind, your course, at your pace. And don't allow this depression to set into your mind that says, well, if you were a high value man, number one, we got to ask ourselves, what does that mean, high value man? That's a term thrown around a lot within recent years. What does that mean? Is that just your income? Is that just the circle you run in? Is that just your utility? A high value man starts with the internals of a man. That's a man of character. That's a man of principle. That's a man of self-discipline. That's a man of confidence. That's a man of focus. All of these are internals. And so if you're sitting there and you're caught up in this thing where you're looking at the gram and you're looking at all of these people and they got stacks of money and your money not right yet, and you're sitting there getting depressed behind that, calm down, man. It's coming. Calm down, brother. It's coming. You keep working on the unseen stuff and all of this tangible stuff. Stop worrying about the woman right now. There's a certain season in your life that you don't need to be worrying about trying to get certain kind of woman. See, you know you want a certain kind of woman, right? So it means that you got to become that kind of man. So stop worrying about the woman or the women necessarily, and work on developing yourself spiritually, emotionally, financially, physically. Build you. Make certain that you are the caliber of man that would be attractive to the kind of woman you want to attract. And celebrate your small wins. The outside stuff, the money, the cars, the fame, and all, that's going to come like that. You just keep working on the internals, keeping your mind focused, staying positive, shifting your circle. Get these bums from around you. Any man that's just laying around making babies with a bunch of women he not taking care of, no vision for his life, smoking weed all day, drinking all day. Come on, man. That's not your circle. You got to shift circles now. I would advise you to get in the company of some older, accomplished men. You know what you're going to find about them? In most cases, in a lot of cases, they're committed to one woman. They have an all-consuming vision. They pace themselves. They don't allow themselves to go too low emotionally, and they don't allow themselves to get too high. So they have big wins they'll never say anything about. They won't post it on Instagram. They'll go through massive lows you'll never know anything about, because they keep themselves steady. As a man, as a leader, it's going to be important that you learn how to keep yourself emotionally steady. Your wife is not going to be able to do that for you. Your children are not going to be able to do that for you. That's going to have to be something you master within your own soul as a man. In fact, about it, you're supposed to be the stabilizer of the whole family. And so if you're here and you're saying, well, I'm not where I think I should be, welcome to the club, because you know what's going to happen. When you accomplish all of the things that you presently have in your mind, and you're saying, I should have accomplished this. Well, when those things are accomplished, you know what's going to happen with you as a man? You're going to have another set of goals that you're going to be reaching for. You're going to always in your life be reaching for more. And there should be this sense of gratitude, but this sense of dissatisfaction. That's not really the word I'm looking for. You're not content. You're grateful, but you're not content. I think that's one of the marks of manhood. Men don't get content. Too much is riding on our shoulders for us to be content. When you as a man get content, you're operating in little boy energy. And when you're not content, you will find yourself many days putting unnecessary pressure on yourself because you feel like, I should have been here, I should have been there. Well, at 40 years old, I had just gotten my life to a point where I had everything in place to just blow up like I imagined it blowing up, right? Because I measured my success as a man by the external trappings, the success, the power, the money. Well, at 40 years old, I had just gotten my life to a point where all of those things were in place. And then Hurricane Katrina comes and wipes out the city of New Orleans. I had been building this church for 18 years. Now it's gone. My sense of identity was washed away. My stability, my financial stability was gone. I had to start all over again at 40 years old. So now, not only am I back at zero, I'm 20 years late. Can I tell you, the lessons that I had learned for those first 20 years, how to go in, keep building the internal man, just keep showing up every day. Doesn't matter what you feel like. Keep showing up. Stay positive. Don't be overly emotional. Pray. Develop your relationship with God. Get rid of wasteful relationships. Surround yourself with people that can help you, want to help you. People that want to see you win. My life really didn't pop off until after 50. Everything that I had been hoping for and praying for, wishing for, what I thought I lost when Katrina washed my life away at 40, it was after 50 that things just really started popping off.